So hi, this is just a quick video. I'm actually doing this for my niece, so I just want to explain very quickly the need to keep your fountain pens clean and the different filling systems that you can use. She uses cartridges at the moment, so but the joy of using fountain pens is all the different types of ink that you can use in any colour that you can imagine, and special inks like sheening ink. And so just show you a couple of filling systems today. It's a very basic video, so fountain pen aficionados, this is going to be no use to you. It's all stuff that you know. I intend to do some more videos of some of my favourite pens, and also I want to explain the importance of keeping your nib clean, so regular cleaning for the flow and performance of your nib. I'll do a video on my very basic cleaning next time I have my pens on rotation, so I clean them as I change them out of rotation. So next time I do that, and at some point I'll do like a deep cleaning video, which is it's very similar but slightly, I go more involved. And on piston filling pens, both my piston filling pens, the nib unit can come out. So that gets proper clean with cleaning fluid, as you'll see in the video in a minute. With ordinary nibs, this is all good and fine. You can use it on any paper, but as you'll see, if you have a fat, juicy nib, and I have a few because I love them, they're a joy to write with. It becomes a problem with what paper you use. You need a good quality paper to stop it bleeding through. But for ordinary fine and medium nibs, this is absolutely fine. And like I say, there are a load of inks out there, but some of them stain. So you have to make sure that you keep your fountain pen well cleaned, because some of the inks can stain and they can clog up the nib and the feed, and then it reduces performance and can cause trouble later on. So I hope you enjoy this video, and like I say, I'm going to hopefully be making more videos on YouTube about anything really, fountain pens, modelling, motorbikes, anything that takes my interest. I watch a lot of YouTube, various people who I may even recommend at some point. So onto the desk. So here we are, happy days. There are several different ways of filling a fountain pen. Obviously the most common is the common garden, just plain refill cartridge, and then there are several different types of converter. I've got a couple there. That's a squeezy one. I don't like those, they're quite hard to fill properly. You'll see these. I think this is a Parker one. No, it isn't. Oh well. And some people eyedropper the pen, which is where they put ink in the full barrel. I don't like to do that. It's quite messy and it's awkward. And then there are something like this. Here's a Pelican M250. This is called a piston filler. And if you look, ink window there. And what you do is you turn the knob at the back, and I don't know if you can see this. You see the plunger going through in there like that? And that pulls up the ink from the front of the pen. It's fine whatever you do, but if you use converters or a piston filling pen, you get to use different inks. Now I've just put out a selection. This is just a selection of my inks, you see? Different colours. See if we can get it to focus. Doesn't seem to want to, but you can see the colours. And you can get think of any different colour you can have. There's special inks that sheen and that have slightly different colours in them and glitter in the light, but you know, you get the idea. You can have loads of different colours. This is selection. My favourite inks are this one here, which is a Waterman ink, which is Harmonious Green. I love that ink. And I do like this orange Sailor Kin Mokusei. I had to look at it then to see. And Yamabudo. which is this one here. I also like I love turquoises. I've got a load of turquoise ink, but the best ink really here for everyday use, in my opinion, is this one, which is a blue black by Waterman. And the reason is because it flows perfectly, it's neither too much or too dry, and it doesn't clog up your pen. Well, not in my experience at any rate. This is definitely the best for everyday use, and you know, for ease of cleaning, it cleans really well. And this is one of the points I wanted to make, is cleaning your fountain pen is vitally important. I do a basic clean after every use. So I rinse out the nib and the feed and the converter. And on this pen is actually, for a piston pen, the nib comes out really easily. It's a screw nib, so I can clean it out really easily. So I do that after every use, and like maybe twice a year I do a full clean, which is where I fill it with fluid. This is the one I use at the moment. It's a Monteverde one, and I do a full clean. And I have various different implements. I've got a, believe it or not, an ear bulb. You squeeze that through the nib unit, and I've got, you know, small injector type things for cleaning the barrels and stuff. But it's vitally important. Now, what I wanted to mention is that the red inks and the orange inks I find are worse for staining. So they stain everything they touch, these things. They stain your converter, they stain your ink, they stain your feed. So it's important that you don't keep those in too long, and really you need to give them a proper clean after use, because that stains the ink. The other reason for cleaning regularly is the ink eventually builds up in your feed and on your nib, and it clogs it, and the performance gets worse. So by keeping your pen clean, you're keeping the performance at an optimum level, and you're less likely to have problems with blockages and stuff. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is that this video is actually for my niece, but I thought I might as well share it with everyone. So cleaning, also I should add actually that the paper you use, if you have an ordinary nib, and when I say ordinary I mean a fine or a medium, which is pretty much standard for almost all nibs, you can use any of these inks on any paper. The inks have different performance. Some are drier ink, so they don't flow as well, and some are really wet inks, which means they flow like crazy. And what happens if you've got an ordinary piece of paper, I'll show you, it can bleed through like this. So when you use fatter nibs, and I have plenty, like bolds, stubs, italics, and with wet inks, you want to get some really high quality paper. There's plenty out there. I quite like Clairefontaine, but it's important to know that changing your ink and nib is going to affect how they perform on different paper types.